What is the difference between en and et? The most asked question we get from you. And we get why, because it is really confusing, because there's no clear rule when to use en or et, like there is, for example, in English, with a or an. In Swedish, you just need to learn by heart when you should use en or et. Very frustrating, we know, but we are here to help you. Today we'll go through a list of the most used et words by Swedes. As some of you might know, most Swedish nouns are en, like more than 75%. So the best strategy is just to learn the et words. I will tell you the words from 25 to 1, and number 1 is the most used et word. I will also say a sentence with the et words. And I want you to notice something that might help you in the future to detect if a word is an en-ord or ett ord. In some sentences, you can see that it's an et word because we write out the et before the word. But sometimes it isn't so obvious, and then you need to look for other indicators. My advice is to look for the t's in the sentences. For example, if you see mitt instead of min, which both means mine, then you can know that we are referring to an et word. Like in this sentence. Mitt hus är gult. Here we use mitt instead of min because we're referring to an et word. Ett hus. We also add a t to the end of most adjectives if we refer to an et word. There are some exceptions, but this is the general rule, so learn this. And that's why we add a t to gult instead of saying gul. So again, mitt hus är gult. Mitt hus är gult. Here you can see two sentences, one with an en-ord and one with an et-ord. Mitt hus är gult. Min bil är gul. And pay attention to the one with the et-ord, because you're going to see a lot of t's here. You can also see it in question words, like when we use vilket instead of vilken. For example, vilket land kommer du ifrån? Here, land is an et word. Ett land. That's why we use vilket and not vilken. So again, if you're not sure if it's en or et, look for the t's. Another thing that's good to learn is that et words that end with a consonant don't change in plurals. For example, ett hus or 10 hus compared to an en word where the plural version change. En bil, 10 bilar. Here it changes. So if you notice something that's written in the plural, but it doesn't change, then it's probably because it is a hidden et word that ends with a consonant. We will see more examples of this when we go through the list of the most common et words. And if you want to learn even more et hacks, then you should take our Swedish courses, in particular our beginner courses, where we explain and practice en and et a lot. Here's the link for more information and to sign up. Now, it's time to start a list of the most used et words. På 25:e plats. Ett steg. Let's look at the sentence. Ett viktigt steg för att lära sig ett-orden är att lära sig de vanligaste ett-orden. På 24:e plats. Ett namn. Vilket fint namn du har. Here, the t in the end of fint indicates that namn is an et word. På 23:e plats. Ett fel. Jag hittade ett fel i texten. På 22:a plats. Ett slut. And no, it doesn't mean slut. Slut is our way to say end, finished or over. Det var ett bra slut. På 21:a plats. Ett arbete. Vilket bra arbete du gör. The t in vilket indicates that arbete is an et word. På 20:e plats. Ett väder. Har du kollat vädret idag? The ending et in väder indicates that väder is an et word in definitive form. Vädret. Ett väder, a weather, vädret, the weather. På 19:e plats. Ett beslut. Migrationsverket har fattat ett beslut. You will definitely hear this phrase if you come in contact with Migrationsverket. På 18:e plats. Ett jobb. Like you might have noticed, we have two different words to say work in Swedish. Ett arbete and ett jobb. Ett jobb is higher up in the list because it's more used than ett arbete. But anyway, both are et words. Let's look at an example. Jag har fått ett nytt jobb. Apart from having ett in this sentence, the fact that we write nytt and not ny also show that jobb is an et word. Ett nytt jobb. På 17:e plats. Ett land. Sverige är ett långt land. Did you see that we added a T to long, so it became långt? This is because land is an ett-word. Ett långt land. Forgetting to add a T to the adjective when it's an ett-word is actually a very common mistake for Swedish learners. The good thing is that I'm still able to understand what you mean, but it sounds a bit weird. If you know some Spanish, you can say that it's like saying un cervezas instead of unas cervezas. Something like that. You will still get your beers in Spain, but it sounds weird. And they will know that you are not from the country. Let's move on. På 16:e plats, ett hem. Mitt hem är jättemysigt. Here we have both mitt and the T in the end of mysigt to show us that hem is an ett-word. På 15:e plats, ett folk. Vad mycket folk det är här idag. This is a tricky sentence because we actually don't have anything that indicates that we're talking about an ett-word. Because we don't see any T's popping up, but the word folk is actually written here in plural. And you can see this because we have the word mycket. And if you remember the rule, ett-words that ends with a consonant don't change in plural. Ett folk, mycket folk. So if you know this, then you can guess that folk is an ett-word. På 14:e plats, ett par. Jag behöver ett par strumpor. På 13:e plats, ett företag. Från Swedish är ett företag och vi har svenska kurser. Yes, we actually have different types of Swedish courses. Live courses, online video courses that you can take whenever you want, wherever you are. And courses for companies. Contact your boss or your HR if you want us to teach Swedish at your office. If you have any questions about our courses or if you want to sign up, write us a comment down below. Moving on. På 12:e plats, ett problem. Har du problem med en och ett på svenska? Then you should subscribe to this channel, Fun Swedish. We have actually made 2 other videos about en and ett, like these ones. På 11:e plats, ett liv. Hur är livet i Sverige? How is life in Sweden? We will actually make a video about this topic very soon. So in order to not miss that out, subscribe to our channel so you can get a notification. Anyway, in this sentence, you can see that we're talking about an ett-word. Because we have the ET ending in the definitive form, which is typical for ett-words in singular. Ett liv, a life, livet. The life. Now it's important that you start paying extra attention because we have come to the 10 most common ett-words. På 10:e plats, ett mål. Mitt mål är att prata flytande svenska. På 9:e plats, ett lopp. Jag ska springa ett lopp i helgen som heter Tough Viking. På 8:e plats, ett ställe. Jag vet ett jättebra ställe för att fika. På 7:e plats, ett exempel. Har du något exempel på ett ett-ord? Ja, ett exempel. The fact that we use något here instead of någon indicates that we're talking about an ett-word. Ett exempel. På 6:e plats, ett tal. Jag ska hålla ett tal på ett bröllop i sommar. Hey, you got a bonus ett-word. Wedding. Ett bröllop. På 5:e plats, ett fall. Vi har löst fallet. På 4:e plats, ett rätt. Du fick ett rätt på provet. And here we have another bonus ett-word, which is ett prov. Provet. Now we are in the top 3. Oj, oj, oj.
Whoa, high five.
På 3:e plats of the most common ett-words in Swedish, we have ett sätt. Ett sätt att lära sig svenska på är genom att ta Fun Swedish kurser. Here's the link to our homepage where you can find anything about our courses. It would also be a great contribution so that we can continue making free content for you here on YouTube without starving. På 2:a plats, the second most used ett-word is ett barn. Jag såg ett jättegulligt barn igår. And why do you think we add this T to gulligt? Well, because barn is an ett-word. Ett jättegulligt barn. Now we're finally here. Can you guess what is the most common Swedish ett-word? Well, here it comes. På 1:a plats, ett år. For example, jag har bott i Sverige i 1,5 år. Our students, before joining our Swedish courses, often missed to add a T to halv. But with us they learn that they need to say halvt because they're talking about år, which is an ett word. Jag har bott i Sverige i 1,5 år. Do you have any questions about these sentences or anything else you want to share with us? Let us know in the comment section below. Hope you learned a lot about en and ett in this video. And before you go, don't forget to put a like and subscribe to our channel. Hej då!